Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. In today's video, we have the 10th episode of my show and tell series, where I make a short video on a coin in my collection and tell you a little bit about it. A great way to watch some numismatic content, some great coins, and hopefully learn a thing or two. But just before I do, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a video here on the channel. In today's video, we have a shilling from the reign of Edward VI. Edward VI became the King of England at aged only 9, after the death of his father Henry VIII, and a regency was created. Although he was incredibly intelligent, being fluent in Greek and Latin for example, he wasn't physically robust. He reigned from 1547 until his death in 1553. His short reign was dominated by the nobles using the regency government to strengthen their own positions. The regency government was issued because Edward was too young to rule at the time, so the authority was given to those who were trusted, and I say that very loosely. During his reign, the Church of England became more explicitly Protestant. Edward himself was fiercely so. The Book of Common Prayer was introduced in 1549. Aspects of Roman Catholic practices, including statues and stained glass, were eradicated, and the marriage of clergy allowed. John Dudley, who was Duke of Northumberland, took greater trouble to charm and influence Edward. His powerful position as Lord President of the Council was based on his personal ascendancy over the king. However, Northumberland hurriedly married his son, Lord Guildford Dudley, to Lady Jane Grey, one of Henry VIII's great nieces and a claimant to the throne. Edward accepted Jane as his heir, and on his death from tuberculosis in 1553, Lady Jane Grey assumed the throne. Edward had inherited an incredibly debased currency from his father, where coins were minted with 1/4 to 1/6 of their intrinsic value. So a shilling, worth 12 pence, was now only worth 2 to 4 pence. This continued for the first years of Edward's reign, where he issued a posthumous coinage in memory of his father, bearing Henry's name and portrait. It wasn't until the third period between 1551 to 1553, the last 2 years of his reign, that we saw fine silver of coinage that was way above the debased issue used previously along with the posthumous coinage. My shilling bears that of the Y mint mark, and was minted in the fine silver issue of coinage in 1551, minted in Suffolk. The obverse has a crown front-facing portrait of the king. This followed from the older design of a very baby-looking king, almost hunched over, looking away. The king now looks a lot older, and can you see the spot in the middle of the portrait? Well, these are found on Tudor coinages and are often thought to be spots or warts on the monarch's face. They appear on different parts of the face, dependent on the monarch and the bust position, but they're not spots or warts. They are in fact created and etched onto the coin dies to allow the worker to have a centering spot, so he could accurately strike coins with a very centered and even flan. Let me know down below if this is news to you, and what you thought it was before I told you. The obverse displays the coin's denomination for the very first time, with XII to the right of the bust, initialing 12 pence or 1 shilling. To the left of the bust we have the introduction of the Tudor rose, used on coinages of Edward VI and Elizabeth I. Looking at the legend, to the right of the mint mark, it translates to Edward VI, by the grace of God, King of England, France and Ireland. These coins have such large, even and unclipped flans and are widely available for you to buy, but just be careful, as there are a few well-known fakes out there that are very convincing to the untrained eye, all of which are minted from the same dies. Links to the British Numismatic Journal and these down below. Looking on the reverse, we have the shield with the lilies of France in the first and fourth quarters, and the lions of England in the second and third quarters. Although Edward VI was King of Ireland, the Irish harp wasn't introduced until James I became King of England, of which the shield then bore the rampant lion of Scotland and the Irish harp. The legend on the reverse translates to I have made God my helper. I collect all conditioned coins, clipped, creased or wavy flanned, as long as the portrait is distinguishable. Within reason, of course, as I know some issues don't allow for such, and then I will buy and learn about them. This coin was creased at some stage, but it doesn't detract from its overall beauty, and for £360 I couldn't turn it down. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode on my Edward VI shilling. There are plenty more episodes here on the channel, and a playlist will be on screen now. Let me know what coins you'd like to see on the channel by leaving a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and as always, keep collecting.